Is this thing going? Mic check. What's going on, AAA family? It's your boy, Coach Smook, here on the Coach Smook Network, your favorite Alabama insider and sports media personality, bringing you another live morning show. Before we get into the show, I got to ask you to do a few things. First, just come in and like the stream. You don't know how much that truly helps the channel continue to grow. Make sure you share it out. Let somebody know that you're tapped in here on the Coach Smook Network. And also, just make sure you're subscribed. If you're not a member of the AAA family, take an opportunity and join by typing in the chat right now, exclamation mark, AAA. Hit the enter button and you'll see a link provided in the chat. And if you need help, one of our moderators can assist you. We thank you for every future partner that's getting ready to join this family and help us continue to grow. And today, we want to invite you to get into this conversation. The thoughts are on you. The phone lines are open for you. I want to hear your thoughts here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. Let's go.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Put me in the game, Coach Smook. 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 Put me in the game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Hey, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.
Whoa! Somebody say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. All right, y'all. Y'all better come in with the energy because guess what? I have not been asleep. I've been up since like 2 o'clock this morning. Your boy went to the gym this morning already. I got my good morning pump already out of the 8 Waffle House this morning. Ain't even had to pay for it. Somebody say, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for the Waffle House, man. I'm excited. Welcome in this morning. Hopefully, y'all are just excited as I am, man. It's another Friday, y'all. It's another Friday, man. Give it up for yourself. You done made it to another Friday. Let's go, y'all. It's a big Friday, too, for Bama Nation, man. We got a lot of our top-end recruits, big targets in this class. They've been visiting all week. Some have been on campus already once this week, back on campus for the official weekend visits. And it's looking like it's going to be a good weekend, man. I think we're going to have some announcements made before the end of the weekend. I won't get into all of the particulars of the recruiting weekend. Like I said, you all know what we've been doing as far as our coverage. You all want to see some of our recruiting insight. Go back and watch all the walk and talk videos from the month of May. Even the last one, I was doing one when we were redoing the intro this morning. The first walk and talk that we did towards the end of April, it's like April 28th or the 29th. A lot of these names that you're about to hear that's announcing, we started talking about these guys. The Beverly young man from Hillcrest, right there down the street from Alabama, the university. Hometown kid that was not getting looks early on, and we kind of just got with our sources and saw that he was, going to be camping at Bama, and we knew that he was a underrated 3-star prospect. Same thing with Tyler Younger, the young man out of Georgia. We've been talking about a lot of 3-stars that would become mainline or mainstream names because of Alabama offering them, but these guys have been on the radar or under the radar for a while now, and I think we're getting some very highly underrated prospects visiting this weekend that we can capitalize on. So we're going to get into that. We're going to get into a little bit of that. We're also going to look at the schedule and the offensive lineup. I'm going to give y'all some insight and some storylines behind the offense, especially the quarterback position. I got some real reliable information, some resources as far as the Alabama quarterback competition concerns and where it stands, even in the offseason as things continue to progress, how things are advancing. We're going to dive into that. So today, as you jump in the chat, please on YouTube, drop a comment. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen, but don't just tap the screen. We're talking about TikTok now. They're giving us the option. I don't know what they keep trying to block my lives for. But whatever it is, long press on the screen and hit repost. I want to see everybody reposting over on TikTok. We saw 32 reposts on the last live stream on TikTok. Give it up for yourselves for the 32 reposts. We had 9 different people, 9 different viewers repost the stream a total of 32 times. So that's good. That means people over there watching, they're trying to help us grow. But that's all we're asking for you all to do, the free thing. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel over on YouTube, which is absolutely free. And then if you're on TikTok, just repost it, reshare it. While we're live, share it to somebody's DMs. Let them know your favorite college football, Alabama football, sports talk channel is live right now with a live audience ready to talk and interact with you. But today we got a few topics we want to jump into. I'm going to back up a little bit and talk a little bit louder. Do I need to talk a little bit louder? I think the mic sound good from back here. If so, if not, we could turn it up a little bit. But we're just gonna get into the show, man. Quick roll call. We got a quick roll call today. Not a lot of live audience in the YouTube side, but we want to make sure we acknowledge everybody that pulls up live, man. That's on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. We're live on all those platforms today. If you want to be acknowledged, I know a lot of people be trying to be in here and be shy, but we want to acknowledge everybody, man. We want to make sure that you all know that you're appreciated for tapping in, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So let's get them on the screen right now. Roll call here on the Coach Smook Network. Welcome in, my guy, Zach. Roll Tide, Zach. Good to see Roll Tide, Mary J. Good to see Mary J. Roll Tide 5, Adam. Good to see you in the chat, man. Good to see you. Let's go. Who else we got? Got Jordan on the ones and twos to pack in the chat. Make it do what it do. And then my guy, MJ, what's good? Roll Tide, MJ, appreciate you tapping in. Then we got everybody on TikTok. We got tapping in. Big Desi, Tim, Dalton, Connor, Bama Bo. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game. Coach Smook, put me in the game. I'm telling y'all, man, I got some energy today. I'm telling y'all, it's something about hitting that gym midnight, early in the morning, and it's starting your day off. You might be a little tired initially, but once you get going, you're going. So let's jump into the show, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Once again, we appreciate y'all. If you have not become a member of the AAA family, think about doing so, man. We still over 100 members strong. Give it up for the AAA family. And they're 100 members strong, man. We've been 100 members strong for a while now. And we haven't done a lot. We haven't seen a lot of gifted. You know, the activity on the network hasn't been as active as we're used to. So we haven't seen gifted. That means people are just choosing to come back and continue to support the growth of the network, which is greatly appreciated on all levels. So with that being said, y'all, we're gonna get into the show this morning. And if you haven't already, go ahead and like, share the stream. And we appreciate y'all for tapping in. All right, y'all, let's do it.
You're talking about Jalen Milroe and the Pips?
The perfect weak side linebacker, right? Put him next to the mic.
It's not going to take us a lot of time, but I want to say that I'm excited about what.
Okay, forgive me, my brother. What's on your mind?
Oh, I'm good. I'm just still sorry for all the other content creators now that we have this mega star back in our presence.
Hey, y'all, let's get to it. All right. Big weekend in recruiting for Alabama. Big week in recruiting for Alabama. We've had some big names that that are showing up on campus that are pulling back up, or not just their first visit, maybe their second or third visit, but their official Big Bama weekend is kicking off this weekend. There's some big names. We're waiting for all of them to be confirmed, but based off the list that we have of confirmed that they were showing up, going to be a big weekend. Going to highlight a few names on that list. What's up, Dylan? Good to see you in the chat. Roll Tide, my guy. He said he finally got his notifications back. Look at God. Won't he do it? All right, let's talk about a few of these names. I want to talk about a few in-state guys that I think are big names may not be top 10 guys in the recruiting class, but these are, I'm telling you, man, the rating system, we might need to just go ahead and throw it out the window, because now with the amount of camps and the way that you can get exposure now and the type of evaluation going around, it's hard to stay that guy without getting out and actually competing. You have a few legacy guys that get a lot of the hype. They put enough money into their campaign early on enough to kind of maintain some steam. But when it gets down to breaking down the film and looking at what some of these guys bring to the table, a lot of these 3 stars and underrated guys, they're the true 5 stars. They're the ones that, you know, you can get committed and depend on them committed. That seems to be the flow that Alabama is choosing to take instead of chasing the big names with the high demands and the big numbers. Courtney Morgan went on record saying, you know, Alabama's not chasing guys coming with their numbers already set in place. It's not happening. That's not the way we recruit. And I'm glad to hear that. You know, some guys you're gonna have to go and bend a little bit, but we're talking about high school kids that have not played a snap of collegiate football, and some of them and their asking prices are ridiculous. And I'm not saying don't go get your bag, young man, but come on, let's earn it. And I think we're starting to see the system get some parameters really put around it. But got a few big names, in-state names. Let's talk about one, Junior Tupo, man. Junior Tupo. I love this young man out of Thompson High School in Alabama. He plays for Coach Freeman out there. And they have a crazy good program. You see nothing but stellar D1 caliber athletes coming out of that program year in and year out. For the better part of the last 10 years, you've seen this program really produce. And when it comes specifically in the secondary, you see linebackers and DBs out of this system go to the next level and thrive. Well, this is a young man that's 6'3", 195 pounds. Safety prospect, I truly believe, is another box safety asset. Is going to have time to phase into that free role that you have to play in this scheme with so much responsibility, being in one high looks in a read and react robber type scheme for the safety room. A guy like Junior Tupo is going to be a target that Alabama is going to target heavily. Now, I know there's been some rumors about Texas and Indiana being kind of like the front runners, but I'm telling you right now, there's a certain attachment that freshman defensive backs have with Alabama right now. They're looking at the past 2 years under this new system where Coach Mo Linguist has went to true freshmen from week 1, and we've seen a heavy rotation in dose, not just because of availability, but you're talking about last year's roster had plenty of sophomores on it that could have been in front of Dijon Lee, but this young man got an opportunity and went out there. We saw in the spring game with some injuries in the secondary. You saw Jordan Edmonds was a guy that was getting a lot of first team rotation reps. Him and Dijon Lee and Xavier Brown were kind of like the feature guys. Carmelo were the feature guys in the secondary. So the secondary recruiting aspect is taking a leap. Now, there's one coach in this recruiting, Roy, that I believe always has a chance anytime you talk about defensive back, and that's Tim Banks. And I believe Tim Banks is over at Auburn. Let me double check. I know he was recently at Tennessee, but I think he's over at Auburn now. I thought I had the page up real quick. Let me see. Yeah, so looking at it now, yeah, Tennessee. Auburn. Tim Banks is now at Auburn. I look at what Tim Banks does in recruiting. One thing he does, he knows how to get guys together. He knows how to get groups of personnel together that kind of match skill sets. So you can kind of project and see how you're going to fit with these guys. Well, one thing that I think Coach Mo and Coach Jones have done in the same aspect, they've done similar things, and kind of, instead of just going and get guys because of quality, they look at how their system is built, and they want those big body safeties, those 6'2", 6'3" safeties that can put on that weight, but also that have that recovery speed and the aggressive downhill nature to be in run support. If you turn on Junior's film, that's what kind of highlights his game. his ability to drive on the underneath, whether it's run support or pass coverage underneath, getting on top of those routes, jumping routes. He's great with the ball in his hands, great vision, great reaction time. I think that's going to be a huge get to get his commitment, and having them as on campus for Big Bama weekend is huge. You know, this is the last weekend of official visits, and this is kind of like when you see them pull out all the stops. You see him pull out all the stops. So having him here is this weekend is huge. Another name, Jeremiah Beverly, man. This is one that we talked with him 2 years ago. That would be, what's this, 26? So that would be a year ago now, almost 2 years ago. It was in transition into last season. So that spring kind of throws us off a year. But a former teammate of Zay Hall. You think about Zay Hall being in this class. He's from Hillcrest, that same program. And you talk about how good that defense was as a unit last year. Jeremiah Beverly, you look on the film, you look at Zay Hall's film, you see Beverly all over that film, kind of like in the mix, creating pressure off the edge. A lot of their dominance came because of their linebacker core and their ability to get pressure on the quarterback. This is another Yanzi Pierre-like frame edge presence. To me has more of an upside as a true defensive end. But I think because of his length and the way that he can get off the ball, man, violent with his hands, he's not going to take long to develop in his frame. I think just learning how to be a D1 pass rusher is going to be his uphill battle, but it's not going to be a long battle. Being at Alabama, we've seen guys come and develop ahead of their time, especially when they have time to develop. You look at the linebacker room right now, the edge rushing room at Alabama. This class right here may see 2 or 3 guys in it, right? 2 or 3 guys, and they won't be 4-star, 5-star guys. These will be 3-star rated guys, but they will have 4-star, 5-star type of ceiling. And I think Beverly and Younger both are guys that fit those molds. You know, they're not big name, big commodities right now, but I guarantee you when you turn the film on, especially after this year, I've seen them at some camps. I've seen their names at different camps, and I see the stock rising because of their natural development. I think Beverly grew like 2.5 inches since the beginning of last season. So that alone is going to bring some perspectives when you go from a 6 foot, 5'11" type defensive edge, outside linebacker. You hit that 6'2", 6'3" range, you become a prospect. They start seeing the length in the arms, the speed that you continue to or still able to maintain. And once you hit that growth spurt, and then the frame, if your frame looks like it can stay in that 240 to 255 range, you're prototypical hybrid edge rush linebacker material with the lateral speed and quickness that you carry, especially with a guy like Beverly. And the same thing with Younger. I know he's over in Georgia, but we were talking about in-state prospects, but we can cross the water to Georgia. And Younger is another guy. I just don't understand what some of these rating systems and things have to see in order to rate these guys higher than what they are. But for me right now in this class, I'm glad that they're getting this 3-star rating, because a lot of this business talk is allowing Alabama to stack a lot of value in this class. You're talking about 3 3-stars that I just mentioned, 3 3-stars that I feel like with all of the offers in hand and the skill sets that they have, they could be day one contributors at any level, at the next level, going into their freshman year. Big names that's confirmed that I believe since we've been online, have been pulling up on campus. Antonio Berry, the offensive lineman from Mississippi. If you all don't remember Antonio Berry, we actually had him on our Check 'em Out Coach series last year, I believe, or the year before last. I believe his sophomore year, we had him. He was about 6'1", 280, 275 around then. Shout out to Marcus Banks. He's one of our guys over in Mississippi. This Marcus Dent. I'm sorry, I said Banks. Shout out to Marcus Dent. He's one of the guys that have kind of kept us in touch with the Mississippi recruiting landscape. His son was an offensive lineman at Oklahoma. I forget where he transferred to. I believe it's Baylor, is where Dent ended up transferring to. We haven't talked in a few months, but he put me on a group of these guys. And when we were able to get in contact with A.K. Deere during his recruitment, this is Cunningham, all of those guys that were in that Mississippi pipeline. This is one of the guys that we mentioned, and Alabama going to get him late is kind of like a big move. One, I think for him, it helps him with his draft stock. Ole Miss has been on this young man. All the in-state schools have been on this young man for a while. But not draft stock. I keep saying draft recruiting, but it does feel like a draft sometimes. But this is a young man that's looking at the interior offensive line room at the University of Alabama. And that's, I think, for the next 2 years, that's where you're going to see the most competition. All the offensive linemen there are going to be in competition for starting positions next year. Except for maybe Michael Carroll and Jackson. But every position around that, Delgado might have a chance. I mean, might come back. He has another year of eligibility as a senior, and can appeal for that extra year. You look at left guard position with Mal Waldrop, kind of the starter there, still competing there. You still have Sanders there that's going to compete. You have Brooks that will be back next year. You got Michael Carroll at right guard. Let's just label Michael Carroll as right side. Right, and then you got the right tackle position. Alabama's still looking for that right tackle, that premier tackle. I think they have him in Booker, the freshman. He'll be a guy that might get into that lineup later. James or I think Javen James is the starter. I have a graphic with my starter. Javen James is the starter. I believe if he doesn't work at tackle, they move Carroll out there. And they find a way to get Big Brooks out there. He was looking good in spring ball too. But just a lot of different offensive linemen to kind of pay attention to in this class. I think we only have one committed. Let me double check. I don't have my commitment list. I'm gonna go and see if 247 has the updated one. No offensive lineman committed in this class yet. But you think about where we sit with two of them. I didn't expect to get a lot of offensive linemen in this class. What the unexpected thing has already happened. We have 2 top 10 quarterbacks committed out of this class. That's the unexpected that nobody saw coming. And even now, the closer that it gets to the kickoff of fall ball, I expected one of these quarterbacks to make an announcement about decommitting from Alabama or reopening their recruiting. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. It looks like it's going to be a not personal, but like a will to win type of journey for both of these quarterbacks. Both of them know what they're walking into, and honestly, Trent Seaborn, I think is the one that everybody kind of needs to watch out for. Elijah Haven is great, as talented as he is. It's something about having a quarterback that has his mind made up. That's a coach's son that's been around the game. It's kind of like those guys you just can't deny. They may not see the field the first 2 years, but they'll be that 3rd or 4th year guy that come in and lead your team over the threshold if you've been barely getting there, because they got that type of focus and that type of tenacity to get the job done. So just looking at the offensive line, though, I don't see a lot of big names being attracted to this class, just looking at what's ahead of them. Even the in-state guy out of Arab, Alabama, he's making a visit. I think he visited earlier this week. I don't know if he's actually returning this weekend for Big Bama weekend. I want to say his last name is Willis. I don't think he's returning this weekend, but if he does, man, you got to wonder what it looks like for him. He has an opportunity to go to all these other schools and be a day one implemented piece. I truly believe when you look at these offensive linemen, especially guys that are 6'4" to 6'7" height, 275, 295, 300, that have the athleticism to play tackle, and now they're really playing guard, but they have the versatility to play tackle. They're stocked, and their perspectives are rising. Their demand is rising. And when you have schools like a Duke or a UCLA or Virginia, those ACC schools offering you're projected to go in there and compete for a starting job. So that's what Alabama is up against with a lot of offensive linemen in this class, right? Some of these guys are ready to compete day one. Alabama right now, I believe this class, if you want to get a guy, if it's Barry, he's a guy that may come in and compete for a rotational spot, but your offensive line depth is probably the best it's been in the latter part of 5 years at the University of Alabama. All right, another name, one that I want to kind of talk about. We talked about Antonio Jeremiah Tyler. There was a wide receiver out of Selma, Alabama, and this is another situation that I like to get into because one, One, I think, let me move that out the way. I think if I move this, it'll show up right, Mary J. Do it again. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Get the comments off the screen. That's on me. But there's one position that I think Alabama is really, really threading the needle with right now with the type of prospect that they're able to land and able to kind of get committed to see their future perspectives with this group, and that's the wide receiver position. We've seen Newkirk and not Newkirk, but we've seen them Buife and what's the young man's name? Keegan. We saw their tight end room kind of had its depth with the 2 recruits early on, and I think we lose one of those guys before signing day. I think we end up losing one of those tight ends before signing day because of the depth in the tight end room. If you all look at the tight end room at Alabama, like where are all these guys going to play? And we know we have H-backs and tight ends, but still tight ends, they're expected to do both spots. So, excuse me, got excited. But I look at the wide receiver room, man, and this is a class that we'll be lucky to sign a wide receiver in this class. With Noah Rogers being hurt, he's going to be back next year. Eric Meadows is going to be back for sure next year. Rico Scott for sure next year. You got Lachair Brooks has to come back one more year. You got Darian Morgan coming back. You got the Saab brother. Amari's going to be there on that roster next year. You got my guy out of Birmingham, out of Moody. He's going to be there. Goodwin, Mathis is going to be there. There's a lot of wide receiver prospects on this roster that you have to sit back and wonder, like, how do you convince a wide receiver to sign in this class? Now, everybody's excited about Sonny Gills and Marshawn Sales and Alabama being in that top 5, but I think that's all for me. I think it's all part of their campaigning or whatever. I don't think there's a realistic push for those guys to sign the numbers that they're asking for. I don't think Alabama's even in the business of dealing with those type of numbers. But you look at how Alabama has went after athletes in these past 2 classes, right? The frame, the type of build, what they bring to the table. Those shifty slot guys that right now in high school might be playing both sides, but they're really explosive on the offensive side. We've seen Alabama go in and capitalize on those guys. I don't see that changing anytime soon. I don't see that changing anytime soon. You know, earlier in the month we got the visit from Thompson, the 6 foot, 180-pound wide receiver. I think he's more of a Georgia, Florida State type lean after his visits with them, but he came to us early in the official time, and I think Bama made some good ground with him. I think Bama made up some good ground. He came the week after the big name guys, so he came by himself to kind of really get that intimate time. You think about some of the conversations that was had with him and our new wide receiver coach. You got to be excited, and even with Coach Nick's ability to recruit the wide receiver position, I think anybody that he brings in, you kind of have a high upside with as far as their development, their overall development under Nick. But like I said, I like our chances to be in with at least one of the 3 guys that I just mentioned. But Cedric Benton, I believe his name is. I gotta go find it. Cedric Simmons out of Selma. If you all remember, we had Derek Smith and his brother both from the same school. These kids were all on the same roster at the same time. Mind you, this is the same Southside Selma that has I want to believe he's a freshman quarterback this year. He'll be a freshman, was playing 8th grade varsity last year. Might be a sophomore this year, I can't remember. But the storyline was this 8th grade quarterback and this group of receivers breaking crazy records in the state of Alabama. And this is the group. This Cedric Simmons is a part of that group, was part of that Smith, part of that lineup down on that depth chart when the Smith brothers were playing their senior year at Selma. Now these guys are at Auburn. I think we're in a battle with Auburn for Simmons. So today, him being on campus is huge. A very, very highly underrated 3-star prospect. They got 3 receivers on that roster at Selma. I believe if you miss on one at Bama, you can probably turn around and spin the block and get one of the other two if you just offer them. And we are looking for at least 2 prospects. I think we will sign one for sure. We'll get a hard commit for sure after the official time frame before some of your early announcements in July. But then I do believe on the back end there will be a solid 2 wide receivers that may not have the prospective grades and ratings that you want. But I do believe we will end up with a solid top 15 class when it comes to ratings. And then over our production in the future, this is going to be one of those classes where when we look down the depth chart in 2 years, we're like, okay, that's when that guy came in. Quiet entry class is what I want to call it, quiet entry class. And I think they understand it. They understand that this is a value class that's going to get top dollar value for probably being underrated across the board in a lot of their perspectives, right? And a lot of their evaluations. And that's good. That's the kind of foundation or the type of things you want to tie into your foundation when you're talking about building a solid organization over time. All right, so that's the report I got. That's the type of insight things I got on Alabama's big Bama recruiting weekend. We're going to take a quick break real quick, and I'm going to let you all get an opportunity to join the AAA family, man. If you have not already become a member of the AAA family, it's just another way to support the Coach Smook Network and growing the YouTube channel and helping us grow as a brand. As a brand, we want to continue to grow. We appreciate all your support here live, but we want you to help us continue to grow post live, and you can do that by becoming a member. Jordan, take them out. Let's show them how to join the AAA family.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Let's get it, let's go. Okay, look, we working on it. Got some new videos and transitions. We're getting the timer down. Shout out to my team in the back, man. All right, y'all, let's continue with some conversation today. What's up, E. Morris? I see you tapping in over there on TikTok. Appreciate you pulling up. Thank you for your support over there. Make sure you share it. Make sure you come to the YouTube side. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube channel. At Coach Smook, we do have the phone line available. It's 334-625-1121. Call in. Leave a voicemail for now. We're not doing a live call-in segment today. We just want you to leave a voicemail. We do have some topics of conversation we'll pick up on in July. We will pick up on our live call-in shows for days where the call-in line is kind of slow. If we don't have the phone lines ringing off the hooks, going crazy into the call-in segment, we'll pull up a call-in topic. And the way that we're going to do call-in topics, we're just going to open the floor for thoughts from Bama fans. Whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to get on the phone line during the offseason, the last couple weeks for the build-up, going into the season, the month of July, be prepared to be on the phone line and just talk your talk. We'll give you 7 minutes, 7-minute segments. That's plenty of time to have good conversation. You don't have to use the full 7 minutes now. All right? That don't mean get on here and try to use the full 7 minutes. We're not doing co-hosting segments. We want to just hear you talk. We want you to talk your talk when it comes to your college football program. And it's not just about Alabama fans this season, y'all, this off season, or this upcoming season. We are in a lot of camps this year. We are in a lot of camps. And I'm excited because, one, we didn't have to force our way in. We've built these relationships over the past few years. Some of the creators that you all have like for us to collab with, we're talking Tennessee, Oklahoma, Georgia, Florida, right? Mississippi State. Looking for our Ole Miss buddy. Haven't seen him in a while. Nebraska's out here. The Ohio State. We got a lot of Ohio State content we're going to be putting out, interactive content that we're going to be putting out with some Ohio State creators. It's going to be a crazy lead up to kickoff, and I'm excited. So you all continue to help us grow by hitting that like, hitting that subscribe, and also make sure you share it so that we can continue to try to reach that 5K by July 1st. I know we've been missing our goals every month, quote unquote, but I've learned the system is called failing forward, right? You can't fail if you fail forward. You can't lose if you fail forward. Meaning, I'm gonna if I'm reaching for something in front of me and I miss it, at least I'm gonna miss it falling forward. So when I get back up, I'm not in the same spot I was when I reached for it. I gotta be somewhere, and I may not jump as far ahead as I thought I would, but as long as I jump ahead and don't stay in the same spot, that's failing forward. That means we're on to the next. That means we're trying. We're continuing to grow. So continue to help us do that. Continue to help us fail forward towards our goals. And we're grateful just for the support. All right, let's talk some off-season hot topic conversations, man. I just want to talk about this. I feel like I get updates on it. I feel like everything will come together in the right time, right? But when it comes to this Alabama quarterback battle, I think people are so fixed on finding out who the starter is, which is rightfully so. We've seen a lot of questions around the decision making at the quarterback position under Kalen DeBoer for the past 2 years. Not just by the quarterback, right? I think it's just also with the quarterback, why this quarterback was picked, and a lot of questions coming into last season. You know, if Ty Simpson wasn't the clear-cut winner, why was he given the job the way he was? We saw this offense go to certain heights, but it wasn't consistent, and it wasn't enough to truly enjoy it. I think Alabama fans and this is my chatting with Smook segment and my thought, we're going to give you the information here in a second. But I think last season, we kind of did what we did the first season with Jalen Milroe, where we kind of accepted it because it felt like the right thing to do, right? I'll tell you this. The first year under Kalen DeBoer, when we had Jalen Milroe, I loved the first 4 or 5 weeks of what we saw. But I do believe that competition, if Ty Simpson had been put out there, the competition and what we got from Alabama, the type of success we got from Alabama this past season, it would have been worse. There was a lot of things coming over that the staff saw with Ty Simpson that he needed to improve on. And I don't think he was ever truly ready until there was a clear-cut opportunity for him to be the guy. And that took a lot off his mental, and it allowed him to be pushed as the face of the program, which was rightfully so. Did a good job managing the position, managing the spotlight. But then you saw what Coach Saban, the greatest coach, the coach that you Bama fans, that us Bama fans love and cherish, so much saw this in Ty Simpson too, right? And that doesn't take away from his ability or what his ceiling is or what his prospective future is, but it does limit your ability to say that Alabama had his best opportunity, because I don't think the best guy played in the room last year as far as the quarterback. So you go into the offseason this year and you got a solid quarterback battle going. You know, Austin Mack to me was having a consistent spring as he has done his first 2 years in collegiate football. You look at a young man that's had basically 4 seasons, 4 off seasons, in touch with the system that kind of he was recruited into. It was kind of being tailored for him to be kind of a future perspective archetype to help the system flourish. You get to Alabama, you got a different skill set and assets of things available as far as your offensive line, your wide receivers. So a lot of different factors are factoring into what's happening at the quarterback position. And I can't fully say that Austin Mack is the guy that I trust. I want to say that he's the guy that if he was a sophomore, right? If he was a true sophomore right now, I could see him being in competition to start as a junior, as a senior, if he stuck around those 2 years. But with him being a redshirt junior, this is do or die time for him. This is crunch time for him, and I don't think he has the physical. Let's say the mechanical. Let's just say that the basic skill sets that say I can do the job good enough, right? I don't think he checks every block to say I do the good to do the job good enough, and for us to trust him throughout 12 games in the regular season, which is why I truly believe, yes, he will get the opportunity to start. I know I went off and made my bold take. I still think Kalen Russell is going to be the starter when it's all said and done. When Alabama's season is over with, and we look at what the offense became and how this season transpired, why it transpired, Kalen Russell will be the starting quarterback that's mentioned behind all of the successes and the failures of this offense, right? But I do believe September 5th, when we kick off against East Carolina, number 10 will run out there as the starting quarterback. I do believe he'll have a good game. I think he will manage the game. I will say this. I will go on a limb and say this. Like Mary J said, she said we'll be see first in the game, see both in the first game. I believe that 100%. But I think like I've been saying, Kalen will be the guy with that live action. You can't go back and redo live action like you do in scrimmages. You get what I'm saying? And I look at what Austin Mack does. He does everything in practice at a high rate. He does everything right in the scrimmages, and that's fine. We've seen everything done. We've seen you do the bare minimum at a high rate. We got that with Ty Simpson. What do you get when you need those plays to be made? We saw Ty Simpson make a handful of plays this past season with his arms, with his legs, a handful. Not enough to carry this offense to the next level, though. Because when it would happen, it was like, okay, let's give him the offense. Let's give it to him. He's in a rhythm. And then that's when you would see defensive coordinators, especially week 7, week 8, week 9, they picked up on that. They kind of picked up on this thing where Grubb would kind of hand the reins to the quarterback, and you could tell the college mind, quarterback mind, compared to experienced offensive coordinators mind. They're not seeing everything like you are. At some points they are when everything's smooth, but you gotta be able to hold the reins. And Ty Simpson was not the quarterback that could handle that type of pressure, so it affected the overall production of the offense. I think this year you're dealing with a similar situation from a mentality standpoint, an experience standpoint, but skill set. You have the skill set, you have the elite skill set in your room, and that's Kalen Russell, right? And I think that's what's going to be displayed even in the live action. I truly believe, regardless of the score at halftime against East Carolina, let's outline a few scenarios right here. Austin Mack starts against East Carolina. Let's say scenario 1. Let's hope for the best. Austin Mack goes out. He gets 5 drives in the first half. He scores on 5 drives. Right? We lead out of the half at halftime. The score is 31 to 6. 31 to 6. Alabama. You get Kalen Russell in the game. You finish the game. The score is 65 or 67 to 14 at the end of the game, right? That tells a storyline. Both quarterbacks did what they were supposed to do. Eastern Carolina wasn't the formidable opponent. They probably didn't match up well, right? Corn, appreciate you, Corn Muffin, for tapping in. Give it up for my Corn Muffin over there on TikTok. Nadia by nature, I see you too. I see you, Morant East. I see you. I think Nadia, that's my cousin. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, showing your voice and love it over there on TikTok. Make sure y'all come to the YouTube side. Man, we're almost at 5K subscribers. We need all of my TikTok family to subscribe to my YouTube channel at Coach Smook on YouTube. Come over here, subscribe. It'll help us get to our goal, man. This is the main channel that does everything for us. We kind of have got it set up that way to where you all can subscribe over here. But yeah, come over here, subscribe. So yeah, go ahead, come over here, subscribe on the YouTube side, and let us get up those numbers, help us reach those goals. And when you subscribe, man, if you are not subscribing live, or even if you subscribe live, whatever video you see pop up, whatever shorts you see pop up, type it in the chat. That's all we want you to do. Type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook, one time, whatever video you want, so we can acknowledge you. We love interaction and appreciating our community. So that's going to be huge. That's going to be huge. Back to the scenario. So that's best case scenario, right? Best case scenario, he goes out, he blows it out the water, scores on 5 drives, whether that's leading them to field goal range or scoring actual points, touchdowns, whatever. Keelan Russell comes in second half, continues the momentum. Then week two, you have, and let's go ahead and get this graphic up on the screen. I gotta show this off. It's pretty freaking cool. Nobody saw this coming, right? Week 2, you got Kentucky on the road, conference game at Kentucky. And to me, that's a big game too. I don't think people are really giving credit where it's due. Kentucky is not a pushover team. Chat. This is the SEC program. They went out in the portal and did some things. They got a lot of guys that at some point in time were high name prospects, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, but they went out and got them, and now they have them on their roster. And so they have a semi-veteran presence. They got some offensive pieces that are getting some fresh opportunities due to the transfer portal. What they had to go through in the transfer portal. And so when I look at it, Alabama does not have an easy early slate. You got 2 teams. The nature of these programs scream physicality and hard nose, slow football, try to muck up the game. You can't be cute in these games. So we get to see how physical and aggressive Alabama is going to be early on in the season. Then you open it up some more. Florida State. Let's talk about this scenario. This is the part of the battle that I think is going to be key, right? And we'll talk about the times and kickoffs before we get out of here. I think right there at the Kentucky-Florida State matchup, I think Kentucky game, regardless of what happens against East Carolina, I think Kentucky on the road will be Keelan Russell's test. 1, you throw the red shirt freshman in the fire. You put him in the fire, put him as a starter on the road against a conference opponent. Mind you, we're not used to seeing Alabama play a conference game week 2 of the regular season. You usually get your week 1 matchup, your tune-up game, then you get into conference play. Well, this year's a little bit different with the 9th conference game being added to the schedule, and I love it. If Keelan Russell handles this at any level, and I mean, if we're not in a situation where we have to pull him when he finally gets pulled, then we can see some crazy things happening the rest of the season. And that'll tell me a lot. Austin Mack, if he comes in after that and the offense sputters that creates space, you're the red shirt junior. You have the pressure. If Kentucky forces a turnover while he's in, and or if he overthrows a couple passes like he did in the spring game, or he misses some reads, or that is happy feet. If any of those negatives show up, and we've seen Keelan Russell not very many spots, but we've seen some light flaws in him. If he looks out of character, he puts himself. I think that's the game that really decides it. Let me tell it. Keelan Russell comes out against a team like Kentucky. The secondary has a lot of 2nd round, 3rd round rated talent. Got some 4-stars sitting on that roster. He come out and show up against an SEC type defense, and then he will get the start against Florida State at home. And we know what a start against Florida State at home with Keelan Russell at quarterback. That crowd is going to be nothing but energy for this young man who has played in nothing but big lights his whole high school career. So this quarterback battle, yes, it may go into September 5th with Austin Mack being the guy that takes the first snap. But I truly believe the writing's on the wall for the starter at Alabama. I truly believe it's going to be Keelan Russell. And just by the fact that you have a redshirt junior, a fourth-year guy that cannot pull away from the second-year redshirt freshman. He can't pull away from him. Just like Zach said, he checks some boxes. Austin Mack checks some boxes. He checks a lot of boxes. But he don't check all the boxes like Keelan. Shout out to my guy Antonio Snell over there on TikTok for the gifts, man. Give it up for him. After 40 roses popping in tonight. And make sure y'all on TikTok, if you're popping in, make sure you grab your daily heartbeat. I didn't realize how much that helps the algorithm with us getting in the algorithm. We're in the last 10 minutes of the show, though. We're in the last 10 minutes of the show, but it still helps. Appreciate you for pulling up. Make sure you're also clipping. I didn't know TikTok allows you to clip. So, real quick, y'all, before we get out of here, hold on. I got to do something. Real quick. Hold on. All right, we might have to go to an infomercial break. Give me 2 seconds. We might not. Let me do something really quick. Chat. We're good. All right, Jordan, take us to a infomercial break. Let's do the I got it. I'll grab it real quick, and then when we come back, we'll do a closeout talking segment to get up out of here. All right. So appreciate y'all for tapping in today. We're gonna give we didn't even acknowledge our sponsors today. Let's show some love to our walk-on sponsor. And when we get back, we'll have a little bit more organization on how we want to move close out the show. Go ahead, Jordan.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On's Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Subscribe, you do roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
right, let's get it. Appreciate y'all for hanging out, man. We had to do a little quick infomercial break. We was trying to get something completed, but it don't look like it's happening. We experiencing a lot of stormy weather. Trying to get squared away down here. As you all know, I had to return early from my schooling too, man. Unfortunate events, but glad to be back, man. We was able to gain some ground with some of our recruiting stories, and also just get in touch with what's happening on campus in T-Town, man. I'll be getting some reports today from the visits. We actually are texting two of the visitors on campus today, so they'll be updating us throughout the day. As busy as it is, I'm privileged enough to get personal text messages and FaceTime calls this morning at 7:14, and another one was right at 7:50. So they're getting on campus early, getting on campus early, and yeah, excited. Hold on. Let me see if this. All right, so final thing before we get up out of here, I want to show y'all one more thing. This is my projected depth chart, and I think we have this already out and typed up. If not, this is the updated one, and I want to put this out here for y'all. Let me know what y'all think, man. You can remove that banner right there, Mary J. Some topics that we're going to talk about tonight. Alabama fans, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how there was a story out when Xavier Griffin was being recruited, and there was rumors around his recruitment. So now that whole saga is over and we're getting into a certain phase where certain things can be talked about, I want to highlight the rumor and then also just have a conversation around it, and why. And it's kind of going to explain why I speak on recruiting the way that I do. And then also, I do think Alabama will have a #1 ranked defense this upcoming season. Reason being, I'm gonna tell y'all tonight when we go live. And the plan is to go live tonight. If I am able to go get my daughter, it'll be a late night live. So just turn your notifications on. But it'll be one of those lives where we get to have a lot of fun on, and y'all ain't got to worry about being politically correct. A lot of opinions, a lot of conversations. A lot of interaction, the very thing that we love to do here on the Coach Smook Network. So as we transition up out of here, though, that was the depth chart. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. Post live. Let me know how y'all like the graphics. We've been doing our thing here on the Coach Smook Network, and I want to do one last thing before we get up out of here. And we have some birthdays. We have a birthday in the AAA family. Hopefully, they're still here in the chat. And if you want to be acknowledged for your birthday here on the Coach Smook Network, make sure you jump in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, get back in the Discord. We've been doing a lot of communication in the Discord. We're getting back active in our community pages. The mods have been doing their jobs. We want our Discord mods. We're looking for Discord mods, people that want to learn how to be moderators. We start you off in Discord, helping us get that community going. And then how about 70 Will Sanders? What about him? We talk about Sanders being back at that guard position. I think it's kind of solidified right now with Carroll and Waldrop, where they've been performing at that position. David James just came in as a transfer. I think he came from Mississippi State. He came in and it's kind of filled that void at tackle now. Yeah, Adam, he's probably not going to be the starter there. Waldrop's going to be the starter there. And Brooks is probably going to be the guy that's going to be there. And some... I think Brooks might end up being tackle. I seen him playing both tackle and guard at the spring game, so he might end up playing tackle next year, being that big right tackle that we've been looking for. You see, Alabama has went to that prototypical size of 6'6", 6'7", tackles, 6'5" plus tackles, with long arms, bigger guys. Typically, we don't traditionally want those type of frames, but when they're as athletic as these guys, man, you see what Caden Proctor did at 370, 360, man, 360. Get a 6'5", 320, 330 guy. That's gonna be a guy to move. But we got some birthdays in the chat, man. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. Can I get the banner on the screen for real quick, Mary J? Did we get one made? Yeah. Shout out to our guy, man, AAA family member, and my brother, man, been rocking with the AAA family since I can remember, man. My brother Antonio. Happy birthday to my brother. Happy birthday to you, man. We appreciate you for supporting the Coach Smook Network and for pulling up, man, and showing up. I know you like that graphic, man. He probably trying to figure out, man, where you got that picture from? Listen, if you family, that means you my personal friend on Facebook. That means you got my phone number. If you got my phone number, you family. So that means I got access to your pictures and everything. If you don't send me a picture, knowing that we've been asking, I'm gonna go get one and I'm gonna make you look good, just like I did my brother right here. I ain't have to make him look good. That's a handsome brother right there. Shout out to my brother Antonio from Coach Smook Network and the AAA family. We appreciate you, bro, for being everything that you are. Listen, if y'all don't know who that is, he checks in on TikTok and YouTube every stream, every comment that you see. I think he's liked every video, every short, even times where he hasn't been able to be in a live stream. I've seen him come back and let me know that he's still rocking and rolling with the Coach Smook Network. You don't find many solid supporters like the kind that we have in this community. People get mad at you for having to live life and take care of your life sometimes. They don't understand that content creation is literally that you have to create it. This ain't outlined for us, but this is a gentleman that's called me on multiple occasions and really encouraged me with just a few words sometimes. We've had small conversations or extended conversations that have kind of just kept me uplifted and kept me going. So I appreciate you, Antonio, for being a member of the AAA family. But today is about you, man. And we want to sing happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Tonio. Happy birthday to you. Give it up for that boy Antonio, man. Appreciate you, man, for your support. And y'all make sure y'all show my boy Antonio some love, man, on all the platforms. Y'all see him hanging out. He probably gonna be hanging out tonight. He an unk like me, so you know we do unk type stuff. We get on YouTube and TikTok and get in panels and stuff and do safe stuff. We be in the house. So yeah, shout out to him, Coach Snell, my brother Antonio, for tapping in today, man. That's his YouTube channel, the gaming channel. We actually gonna be doing some collab stuff this upcoming season, y'all. He gonna be playing some quarterback for me in a few of these weeks. All right, for the live game sim. And I know y'all love and hate the live game sims, so we definitely gotta bring them back. They are too real. They are too real. So we're gonna keep our little live game sims going with the Coach Smook Network. But without further ado, y'all, that's gonna be it for today's show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this hour segment, this hour of sports talk, Alabama football talk. Tonight, man, our plan is to come back and be live with you all and just have a great time talking everything Mitchell Turner predicted to Ole Miss. Hey, Master of Daytona, you see why I don't talk. You know what? I'm not gonna do that for y'all no more. Y'all come in here and ask me and you say random stuff in my chat like about recruiting to see what my reaction gonna be. Just go back and watch my lives when I do be talking about recruiting like this one. You know, if I don't talk about it, it's a reason. Coach Smook, as much as they don't want to admit it, I'm plugged in there. I hate to prove people wrong in that aspect, but I am so plugged in. I'm so plugged in, y'all. I forgot to check my DMs and I got messages. I should have been in Alabama right now. I should have been in T-Town right now. But, you know, me being unorganized and who I am, God know how to keep us humble and keep us aware so that we can take advantage of opportunities. So thank y'all for tapping in as always. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your way out. If you're not subscribed on the YouTube side, come in and subscribe. Make sure. What? As a Bama fan, I ain't really impressed with this recruiting class, folks, on BOL Melton. I wouldn't know what they doing on BOL. I got 6 BOL message boards and stuff back in 2019, 2018. I left that. They don't want. They're the reasons why I don't talk message board recruiting talk. You know, they're the reasons why I started taking the chance to try to meet these young men and their families and just asking the questions without, and build that rapport so that we can get real information and don't have to make up stories. So yeah, but that's the type of energy you're gonna get on BOL. You want to know anything real recruiting wise as far as Bama recruiting or big name prospects, I'm pretty sure I could get information. It's just something that we've been blessed with over here. And no, we're not going to ever do it like Andrew Bone and Tim Watts. That is so boring. Not knocking what they do, but they get their information and they put out their stories, and rightfully so. They've been doing it for a long time. Mad respect, but I do think there's another lane of covering recruiting that is way more insightful and way more accurate than what we've been given and been told and made. You know what, Alabama fans, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna get out of here. You guys have kind of been conditioned like society. I don't believe in Section 8 housing and food stamps and all that. I don't believe in the way that the system is being utilized. I do believe that it is a system that can help when it's utilized the right way, right? And I look at recruiting the same way. I feel like you all have been forced to look at recruiting and hear certain things during certain times of the year because of the big name guys. And when somebody like me or somebody like Courtside Bank, who's actually talking to these kids behind the scene, hanging with them, going and seeing them at school, hanging out with them, and because they ask us, hey man, don't tell nobody, but this is what I'm doing. Hey, don't tell nobody, but this coach said this. Don't tell nobody, but Alabama ain't even did this yet. Like, that's stuff that we got to hold on to and learn how to build, create content around it. Ask Luke Metz, his whole recruitment. Hey, Miss Pat, good to see you. Luke Metz' whole recruitment, we knew exactly what was going down from the time we met Luke, the time we did our first interaction with him live on stream. Same thing with Duke, same thing with Sedarian. We knew from the jump, and building those relationships with those guys, it's kind of allowed the other players that were in that recruiting class, even the guys that didn't commit to Alabama. Speedy is a guy last year. We grew so close with him. The young man that committed to Michigan over us, Utu guy, we grew so close with the family that they're not committed to Alabama. We're gonna know what's going on in Michigan. So we just do stuff a different way because it's more than one way to skin a duck, right? My granddad used to say that all the time. I ain't gonna say what he used to say, but skin a duck. We're gonna leave it to skin a duck. And the fact that my beard is filling in is amazing. I don't know if y'all noticed it. I know y'all keep looking. Yes, that's my real beard. I'm no longer struggling facial hair wise. My facial hair is no longer struggling, right? We're growing. I'm almost at 40 and I'm gonna have a full beard before it's all said and done. So with that being said, I appreciate you all and everything that you do to support the Coach Smook Network. And remember, y'all, when you see me in the streets, holla at me and say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Roll Tide, and y'all be blessed.
Saying, put me in the game, coach. In the game, put me in the game, coach. That's what they say.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. And boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.